Hey guys, it's Josh here, doing another voiceover. Going to be unboxing an entire brick of Wizkids Dungeons of the Mage miniatures. This video is the camera's going to kind of be everywhere. I was trying to use a tripod. It was a little chaotic. My kids were here and they were wanting to unbox some of them with me, which I enjoy letting them do. They get really excited. So I unbox a couple. Kids unbox a couple in the background and hand me the miniatures, and I show them. So ultimately, you're just going to be able to see what I've got from the entire brick through the unboxing. Ripping the first one open here. This set, I really like this set. It's got a lot of NPCs in it. It's got some really cool, huge and large minis that I was after. And I will say I got everything I wanted except a couple of miniatures, which we'll talk about at the end. I got some of the more rare miniatures as far as, value. But here we go. The first one, it's going to be a little slow. Like I said, I had my kids there and things. Try to do it as quickly as possible. But there's the first miniature in focus there. It looks like it's the Tiefling Battlemaster. Number 7 of 44 out of that first booster. The second of 4 miniatures in the first booster. One of my favorite in the entire set, actually. I think it's a really nice looking wizard. He's a throwback. He's actually called the Mage, number 33 of 44. Really cool paint job on that miniature. I think it does a good job of capturing a good withered NPC. And the third and final small miniature is a Björhag. Sorry, I'm probably mispronouncing that. Also another cool miniature. And the first large miniature is a Zombie Beholder. Very cool to pull that. I've been really lucky on pulling Beholders out of these sets at the first go or the first brick or whatever. But yeah, that looks cool. Real glossy paint job on that guy. He's very well painted for a pre-painted miniature. All right, so there's the first 4 out of the way there. Going to be a little slow in between unboxing these, but a very cool set overall, I must say so. I really like them. Oh yeah, and here's I don't play Idle Champions. There's a code. If any of you guys want that code, feel free to pause the video and have at it. Pretty cool game. I did play it a little bit, but just not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. Okay, so we're starting to crack open the second box here. See what we got. I'm a little slow unboxing them, as I said, and I do apologize for that. But I guess ultimately you'll see exactly what comes out of these things. If you're interested in trying to buy some or want to just curious of what's in the set, hopefully this will give you a decent idea of what could be in the set. All right, back at it. Second booster of 8. The first miniature out of there is also the Tiefling Battlemaster. I think number 7 of 44. If it'll focus there, yep, 7 of 44. First duplicate in the second box. Okay, the next small miniature that we have here is... Oh, I'll really like this miniature. I think be an awesome NPC or whatever. It is the Thug Leader. I think that would be a really cool NPC to use in an adventure. The third miniature here, this one's pretty cool too. It's Gray Ooze, 12 of 44. I really like that one. It has many uses as well. Like I said, this set has a lot of cool miniatures in it. For the large one, it's a common miniature in this set, but it's one that I really wanted. I think it's really nice. It's a Froghemoth, 25 of 44. One of my favorites, actually, in the set. Just an overall really cool miniature. So far, there's what we got. Sorry, like I said, move the camera around here and there, but overall, I guess I'm making the video, as I said before, just to show you kind of what you're going to get or what you could get by unboxing a brick of these things. Now, I did get this brick from Miniature Market. I think $95. Everywhere else, a lot, $120, $110. Local game stores, I bought a few booster boxes before this brick. They're $15.99 a piece. Miniature market, I think they're $10 or $11 a piece. But it's always cool to support your local game shop. If you're in there and there's something you want, go ahead and pick it up if you can. Okay, first mini, the third booster. I was having some hard time getting the camera to focus here, but I really like this miniature as well. It's the Gnome Inquisitor, I think it's called. Yeah, the Gnome Inquisitive, number 11 of 44. Now that is definitely, you could make a really cool, unique NPC with that. Very cool. Second miniature out of this third brick. It's another Thug. It's just the Thug. We saw the Thug leader. This is Thug number 2 of 44. My daughters get so excited when I open these things. Another cool player character or NPC, the Berserker, number 17 of 44. I really like these pre-painted miniatures. I'm not very artsy, so yeah, I really like this guy. And he is actually, I'm not sure the camera does him justice as far as the size. He is a huge miniature. Very cool. Very cool. Garistro, number 31 of 44. Very cool miniature. He stands larger than the Froghemoth. They're both very heavy miniatures. So if you're looking to get the Froghemoth or him, I think they're the heaviest in the set. If you want to feel around at your local game store and try to find a heavy box, you're likely to get one of those two. They're very heavy miniatures. Both very cool, though. Wizkids, I feel like, are really stepping their game up on their paint jobs. Now, don't get me wrong, some of the paint apps are still abysmal, but they do serve their purpose on the table. I'm not an artistic person. I do not paint minis. I still buy some unpainted minis occasionally because the sculpts are so good, especially terrain, but I do not paint myself. It is a very cool hobby. I have a lot of respect for those who do paint their minis, and the results of a hand-painted mini is just very hard to replicate through these mass-produced minis. But yeah, here's one of the ultra-rare invisible figures. I can't remember this lady's name. I can't get it to focus either. But one of the ultra-rare invisible figures. It's the Delvin Stone. I think it's the last name on that. There's also a painted miniature in the set of the same sculpt, just not the invisible or stealth minis. I like those. I think every set lately's had some of those ultra rares. Are really cool. Here's one of the tiny minis. It's a Devourer, Intellect Devourer. Really cool mini. It's really small. It's really small, but also has some uses there. That's what I like, sets that have a lot of practical minis that you could use on the table. A lot of NPCs, a lot of player characters, some monsters. Moving on, here's another mini from this booster. One of the monsters here. It's a Flind, number 20 of 44. Make a really good encounter. Here's the large mini in this one. And a lot of people like this one. There's a variant version of this. One has a hammer. It's the Minotaur skeleton. This is the variant version, 32A. The other one's 32. I have to be honest, that's probably the least favorite large mini of my personal preference in the set here. They're all pretty good, but I would have to say that those particular one, the variant and the original one, would be my personal least favorite in the set. Trying to get this stuff ripped open. I think it was getting a little chaotic too. I almost just killed the video with the kids in the background and everything. I'm not one on trimming and cropping and doing a bunch of that stuff. I like to just to let the camera roll, do a voiceover, and keep all the footage. I just try to do this stuff, one, because I enjoy it, two, to show you what's in these boxes, my opinion on these things. But when it comes to fancy polishing and editing, that's not what I'm after. I understand high production quality is interesting to watch and pleasant to watch. However, when I watch videos too, I like to get to the point. Here's another mini. It's just an animated sword. I'm not sure if that's the actual name of it, but it's really cool. Maybe a flying sword. I think it is a flying sword. It's small, but it also has a lot of uses. Stuff like this, I don't mind the really small minis if they are practical and have many applications where you could use them in encounters or things like that. Okay, here's another one, a monster, really cool. I do like the sculpt on this mini. There's very few minis in the set that I don't like. This is the Flesh Golem. Cool mini. At this point, I think both of my kids are opening the box and just handing them to me as they get them and look at them. Though this is probably one of my favorite small minis, the Shadow 10 of 44. I really, really like that mini. Very cool stuff right there. All right, let's see what we have next here. Okay, here's the large mini in that one. Really cool. Reminds me of the Dark Elf trilogy. Just recall reading that. The Muriel, 30 of 44. One of the smaller large minis in the set, but a very cool one at that. Paint app is a little rough, but like I said, they do serve their purpose on the table. I'm not one to complain about them since I do not paint. I'm just happy to have some paint apps. I think this was a duplicate. I think we pulled it earlier in the set. The Berserker we did, yeah. Actually, I now have 3 of those from some of the previous boosters I had bought. Be a cool player character or NPC. So, not complaining too much. All right. No focus there. There's one of the other small ones. Failed to mention the name of that one. I apologize. Large mini in this one. Otto, the dragon. Really cool dragon. He's a common in this set, but I would be happy to get him. I actually have 2 of him as well, which I'm not disappointed by. Very cool stuff right there. I really, really like the dragon. Any dragons that you pull, awesome. I have 2 of her, and she's rare. This is the same lady, the Delving Stone lady, that I had the Invisible Ultra Rare of earlier. I do have 2 of her painted minis as well. Cool stuff. I like that. It's a human paladin of the Oath of Vengeance. Great player character right there. Winding down now, Elf Cleric of, I failed to mention that, but he has a lute on his back. Very cool. I would play that as a player character, Bard, or something similar, or an NPC. Large mini here. They're handing them to me quickly. Is the Bahir. I actually have the really, really old Bahir mini that came out several years ago, probably 2005, 2006. It was one of the rare ones in the set. One of my favorite minis that I own, and really hard to come by in value and rarity. Okay, there's another really cool player character or NPC. It's a veteran, number 3 of 44. Got a lot of variety, this brick. Really cool stuff. Very happy with it all. And more camera wobbling. Oh, the Flump. I have 2 of these as well. The first one in the set, number 1 of 44. Crowd favorite. Everyone likes that mini. Flumps are really very cool creatures. I'm also happy to have this one. It reminds me a lot of playing EverQuest back in the day with the Froglocks. Got this voiceover jumbled several times. A lot of interruptions, but that's okay. That's the main reason that I do voiceovers. The large mini here, one of the rarest, if not the rarest, hardest to find in the set, the Death Tyrant, 44 of 44. Very, very, very cool miniature. Love it. Love it. I was hoping to get it, and actually pulled it in the last box there. So here's just a look, if it could focus, of all the miniatures I got in the brick. There was two miniatures in particular that I wanted that I didn't get, and that's Hallister and the Baylor. However, I'm really happy, but I got to cut it short at the end of the video, the 15-minute limit. So thank you guys for watching.